I somehow doubt I'm gonna be able to finish a full mission in this clip. Not when we're going through the conversation at the end of the previous mission, and then we'll go through the conversations at the start of the next one. What, are you late to getting to your knighting ceremony or something? Wait, why would an order of knights in another kingdom tell their people to work with freelance mercenaries? What's to prevent the knights from feeling more loyal to their merc band than to their more distant nation? Did you also hear that her entire tribe is dead, so there's not much tying her to the place other than nostalgia at this point? Yeah, being afraid of men and going into any kind of combat-oriented career is a bit of a shaky move there. Even if you join a group of Amazons, you're gonna interact with men both on and off the battlefield. Well, seeing as how the storytelling in this game isn't going to go all that in-depth with the character evolution of anyone who isn't an outright main cast member, I suppose you will just work it out. Not that it seems to be all that much of an issue while we're playing through the mission itself. She was able to stab some hostile men easily enough, and didn't seem in any way hindered by the friendly men around her. Part of me wants to say it's oddly disappointing that one of her defining features doesn't have any effect during actual gameplay. It's just some small bit of personality to differentiate her from other characters we're going to see over the course of the game. The other is annoyed that we're not actually going to see any real interactions between Florina the Timid and Sane the Flirt. Just a whole lot of superficial crap. For the most part, they are just going to exist on the same team for a good long while, and have differing connections with Lynn, which will not get much development there either. As far as I can tell, they do not connect with pretty much anybody, because that's not the kind of game this is. Wait, since when are we mercenaries? Sure, some of the local villagers paid us some money to deal with the bandits we were already fighting, but we certainly didn't get any payment for any of the previous missions, and I certainly don't imagine too many moments before we get to the castle when we're gonna gain some money. We're just a wandering band with no steady source of income right now. Good, because it'd be really awkward to lose our only flyer just as we got our first taste of having a flying unit. Just like it would have been awkward to lose our only archer before he gets any kills. Such superficial back and forth, and we're never gonna see them warm up to one another. Just the initial, oh no, a man, I must cringe, and oh, a woman, I must flirt, sort of crap. We're also not going to get all that much development in the relationships between Lynn and her various followers. I'm sure there are some ways to get the characters to do bonding sort of events, even in a game this old, but it's not all that intuitive compared to later games in the series that make it such a central focus. Part of me wants to ask how his money was stolen. It certainly wasn't from the fight we won in the previous clip. Oh, we are way too small to consider a legion. We aren't even a full platoon here. As a side note, I'm not sure if I should be chuckling at Kent's exasperation in this picture, or annoyed that the player character is nowhere to be seen in it. Ugh. Wait, this is when you think things are getting strange? I think we peaked out for strangeness when you learned you were a princess and then gained a mystical sword that we're probably barely ever gonna use. fighting some stubborn bandits again, because bandits around here have absolutely no sense of self-preservation. Occupation? When I think of an occupation, I think of an army that's holding on to territory they conquered, and I don't think that the bandits count as that kind of force. Better a mildewy fortress than out in the open, especially since we've got more bandits on the way. Which of course raises the dual question of why isn't anyone charging in to clear them out? And why does anyone choose to live where they can just openly destroy everything around them? It's not like this area only recently became an anarchic wilderness. Sounds good, so long as it doesn't rain, and of course so long as the horses and Pegasus don't take a crap on any of us. You do realize that's not going to make her feel reassured, right? Are you faking being a moron, or are you just that damn stupid? Apparently, there's somebody already here. We're the ones barging in. We should be asking for your pardon. We didn't exactly check to see if anyone else had decided to hold up here when we picked this camping spot. Why do I get the feeling this injury is going to be a factor in this mission? If you've had a lame leg for a good chunk of your life, what the hell are you doing out here alone in bandit territory? It's not like these guys are gentlemen in any way, shape, or form. I somehow doubt your husband wanted you to come after him. Oh dear, there aren't a lot of employment opportunities here. And since the leading job in the area is bandit, yeah, this is going to get awkward. Can we get to see this sketch, or is this just for Lynn's eyes? Then that probably means we'll see him in this mission as a hostile. Oh dear, and doesn't Lynn have something against bandits? That's probably not the best kind of message to send. After all, it's not like we're gonna know where you're going to be once we leave this place. You should be allowed to say kill in this game. It's not like the game makes it in any way ambiguous what happens to someone when their health runs out regardless of what side they're on. They just cease to exist in this world, and the player-controlled characters have some dying words for you, which makes it hard to prevent yourself from resetting if you lose anyone. Hey, better a laughingstock than a corpse, and you're increasing the number of casualties you take for a nebulous reputation. And with the number of kills that Lynn has so far, much less the rest of the team, this is sexism of yours. It's just asking for a blade to the throat. Not a chance in hell. You're just another bunch of goons meant to wear down our weapons and increase our experience. Encircle it all you want. This is still pretty good defensive ground for us, and you've completely destroyed any chance of an element of surprise for you. But I suppose it makes sense for bandits to be dumb and stubborn. Anyway, looks like Florina isn't gonna have too many kills here, but then I thought she'd go kill us in the previous mission as well. We'll see how things go for her here. Really wish I could feel more annoyed with the fact that we have to fight against Dorcas in the same exact mission his wife told us to find him. But considering the sheer amount of convenience we've seen in this story so far, well, it's hard to bitch about anything that comes after the revelations of the second and third mission of the campaign. Okay, so Dorcas has a unique sprite, and he's the only one who's going to come at us from the right at the moment. The left and center are weapons-free zones where there are nothing but people we are absolutely supposed to kill coming at us. We hold our ground as best as we can. Can't we put her on one of the horses to increase her speed or something? I'll take over as best I can. Hopefully there aren't any hand-holding moments like all the other missions so far, but I somehow doubt it. Still, it should be the majority of the mission under our control this mission's in. Well, it's not like there's any other way to fight around here. Not if we want everyone to get out of this alive. Seven turns, huh? I suppose that's more turns than it took for the previous missions to end. Does that mean the enemy's going to get reinforcements as it goes on? Or can we kill off all the enemies in the mission before the final turn so we end things a little faster? I wasn't intending on letting them get that close. I see a potential third with that crack on the wall on the left. Lynn, part of the point in having a tactician is to let the tactician figure out how to fight your battles. I'm not saying your plan is horrifically bad, just that I would have liked to have more input and not have you decide to do something on your own when we've got this kind of control scheme. Besides, I'm not too sure about sending you at the guy we want to keep alive when you are so anti-bandit. And dear God, it's just extremely annoying when I just can't control things in a mission in this kind of game. And the sooner the game stops bothering putting this kind of hand-holdy bullshit on us, the better. It's especially annoying since a large chunk of the information it is trying to convey to us in a slow, annoying way that could easily have been told faster and possibly without even taking away control from the player. Seriously, there had to be better ways to convey this sort of information. Ah well, at least it's only Lynn that's given us some trouble that way, at least in this mission. Everyone else is entirely under our control, and we can deal with the bandits as we see fit for the most part. Sane and Kent will hold the main entrance. Will can deal with the guys trying to break through on the left. We'll just have to see if there are any opportunities for Florina as it goes on. Preferably opportunities that don't get her shot with any arrows, or where she ends up dealing with an axe wielder. And of course Dorcas is going against Lynn, since she didn't give us any control in this situation. Not quite a one-turn kill against that guy, but certainly pretty close. Looks like Will should be able to finish off that enemy archer in the next turn. That's a solid way for him to finally get on the kill board. I didn't get to see that picture, Lynn, but I've got more than enough evidence to confirm this is the guy we're looking for. We just need to wait for the tutorial message to finish going through, and we'll recruit our next character. I kind of want to say there's not going to be all that much use for an axe wielder in the current battle, but then we did manage to do a good deal of damage with Florina in the previous mission. That certainly shows what I know. Well, that's what people call him, and that's what his character card says, so yeah, I assume that's Dorcas. Well, it's not like this is a flourishing economy out here, Lynn. You're either a bandit or a victim, and it's not like there's much money in being a victim. Well, here's an idea. Go somewhere else to gain your gold. I know, easier said than done, but dear God, man, your wife managed to follow you on foot despite having a lame leg. I'm pretty sure that highlights that this was a stupid idea. Well, to be fair, she probably wouldn't have been in any danger if we didn't decide to camp in this same place. I'm sure the guy's feeling guilty since he didn't bother, sending any letters to his wife because he's ashamed of his current job, and the lack of communication got her worried enough to come into harm's way. Well, it's not like they paid him or have acted in any way that would inspire loyalty, so him switching to our side isn't all that difficult. Not just any enemies, but ones that the game goes out of its way to point out for you. And far more often than not, it's only going to happen if a very specific character speaks to them. Otherwise, you're just killing off a potential recruit. Really makes me feel like they should have thrown some spear users into this mission to make Dorcas and Florina feel more viable, and maybe make Lynn less of an absolute monster against the enemy. But maybe I'm just not looking at things from the right angle. We already saw that it's a ranged weapon because he attacked Lynn from out of a range. Do we really need to get this much text to spell it out for us? It's far less accurate than an arrow, though, and doesn't have all that many uses. Hell, I'm pretty cautious of using javelins in this series, and those are more accurate than hand axes because, again, they have less uses than the standard melee weapons. Okay, I was about to say something about not likely getting a kill with this, and he gets that 3% critical. It doesn't really feel like something he legitimately earned. It was probably scripted in, so he could just gain that regular axe from that kill. Wait, why are we getting a message for how turns advance when we've seen plenty of turns advance before now? And I most definitely have moves I want to have our remaining people use at the moment. Yeesh. I don't want to do that. I want everyone to make their moves for the moment. Don't take that away from me. Good. They're not forcing us to skip a turn after that message. I hope my concerns seemed reasonable enough, considering how a lot of the other tutorial messages went for us in this game so far. Yeah, Kent's sword is getting worn down a lot more than anything else we've got right now. Good thing we got him a spare when we could. He's far more likely to break his tools than anyone else at this point. He needs 2 hits to do around as much damage as Sane. Huh. Was expecting another axe user here, not the one swordsman over there. It's not a big thing, but still, kinda caught me off guard. They aren't waiting for anything, they're dying left and right, and it's more than one girl fighting against you right now. And excuse me for not being in any way surprised that the enemy is getting reinforcements, considering the pace we're ripping through them out here. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna cut the mission off at the end of this next turn here. Hopefully it won't feel too abrupt. Really wish we could see where the enemy can target us while we're making a move. Though I suppose Dorcas can take a few hits if need be. They're definitely running out of troops faster than they're gaining fresh ones. That's 28 kills for a team as a whole so far, and we've got a maximum of 4 more turns to go. Anyway, not too sure if Florina would end up fighting the axe user or swordsman when that wall finally breaks, so let's move her around a bit. Yeah, that seems like a safe space for the moment. And here comes another wave of goons to die. Definitely like that level up, but I would have also liked to have caught some more damage there. At the very least, it looks like Sane and Kent are going to be done dealing with the guys at the front door soon enough. Right, last turn before I cut the clip off and save the rest of the mission for next time. And oh dear, it looks like Lynn's sword is going to wear down relatively soon as well. Understandable, she's been in absolutely every mission and been doing double hits pretty much every time she clashes with someone. It doesn't change the fact that it's annoying as hell though. It might actually be better if Florina deals with the right side and Lynn heads towards the left here. The right does seem like a swordsman's spawn point, and Florina's lance is definitely going to work well there. All that's left are Kent and Sane getting some more kills. That pair is just taking care of business with 10 and 9 kills respectively after this turn. Again, could have been a worse level up. Can someone lend the red man some strength out here? Not very impressive, Sane.